All right, hello everyone. So let's take a look at the market today. Now, if we do this, now yesterday I did have a few things on, which I did share about. Let's get rid of these. And this is gold. Now remember with gold, you don't have a swing day, but weekly PST is a delight to see. Okay, which is there. Okay, yesterday I talked about this. Why? Because if you've got a PST level, remember how nice that works out. Okay, and that was the zone. What happened? It's a PST with a trading hour. So that was like a bingo trade. Now in the video I did say if we find direction after, today's the 16th, right? Yeah. So I said if we find direction after that 445, was it? Yeah, 5 to 5:30. So 5 to 5:30. Once we find direction, that's your that's it. It's, this is the direction, and then I said it should go into closing. Okay, 10 o'clock to closing. That's your 10 o'clock. That's your closing. All right. So even if you entered that trade in the US session, once you've found direction, okay, that's your 345 breakout. Okay, from this zone we have a breakout, and in the comments I did say also we should have a breakout or a reversal, okay, down here. So once the market breaks out here, this is 145. So from 1 o'clock, okay, this is the 1 o'clock. From here, it can turn or break out, was the comment I made. Okay, so I hope you guys found that helpful. Here it is. Okay, and then we got these hours. And in the video, I did say if we do so, we've got like potential to go in. All right, so this is exactly what happens. I hope you guys utilized it. I was in SP 500, which went down. I managed the trade, and the second trade got stopped out. Same with the euro dollar, so no loss of love there, but still, this would have been the trade of the day. Okay, if we went all the way from there to all the way there, that would have been like from the low of the day to the high of the day. So, but what can you do? You can't win them all. All right, so that's how it is with gold. What to do now? So obviously, this is a nice kind of push up, and that's a nearly near fill, let's say, but that's pretty much on the closing of that day. So okay, so what we have to look out for here is this. This is bearish. Why? I will say, let's get rid of this now. Now we've got, as you can see, a descending triangle, and we have a break below this. That was the support, right? We've got a break which closed under it. Okay, so this is bearish, right? So what we want to do, on the other hand, that's like bounced off from there. So what we'd like to do, we still want to see this come down. Okay, if I make this a little lower, where is the question? So we'll have to measure that out. That's already pretty much done. So what we can do is, if this is the impulse, okay, then maybe we'll have a bit more room to go up before we sell off. Okay, maybe into that bar, that's 37.5. Okay, maybe we'll just muck around here sideways and go down. Okay, so there are two options there. So what can we do? If the market wants to muck around, let's turn this into a 1 hour chart. Okay, and that's the gap there. So we can sell off from there. That's one zone. So I'm going to get rid of these. I'm going to sharpen up with a PST price on the daily. So that's 57.3359. 3359 is there. Okay, so that's one level. Can get rid of that. Can we go all the way up there? Well, you know, gold can do anything because the world is in a volatile situation. The second thing is we can just flop from 37.5 or a 50% zone. So if we come back up here, we can do that. And that's basically it. If you want to buy again, today the first support is going to be that line, but I wouldn't take that as a line. Okay, the reason being is this already broke down. Okay, so, and because we've closed underneath the support, this is bearish. So market can do a few things. We're either going to come down, retrace, sell off, or we're going to do sideways market and then go further down. Okay, so that's basically it. If you want to sell, you can also do it from this zone here where the market sold heavy. If we come up a little bit, that's on the 1 hour chart. Okay, weekly pivot, don't need to mention that. Well, I will mention it because there are a few new people on board. This is also, for us, is always a price where we can trade on. So if the market comes up, trading hours, you want to sell, yes. Goes up, sell in this zone, yes, to follow down. Okay, and let's get on to the 15-minute chart back again. Now today is a Friday, and the market shouldn't have much of a change until 350. All right, so let's say 350 to 4 o'clock. Okay, like 4 o'clock, until 4 o'clock we shouldn't have much change. The market has still potential to end up on the upside. All right, so anybody who wants to buy in order to go further up can also do so. Okay, and the swing hours for today, 6:36, 6:4. Let's check it out. All right, so here we are. Come on. Thursday. We're on a Friday. What am I talking about? Friday. Here we are. So 6:40. Okay, which is right there. Okay, and that's the 6:45 bar here. Okay, so going up from here is also an option, and we can actually do that right now. Okay, so that's that. Now, as you can see, I've put a tight stop loss. I've got 2 positions, right? So we can still manage that with respect to time. Now, the reason when I get a chance to do a live trade on with you guys is so that you can get the idea as well. Until 350 to 405, okay, I don't really have anything to do. So this is either going to go my way or it's not going to go my way. So having a large stop loss, okay, is probably not the best idea here. Okay, and also if I don't see anything happening until those hours, then what I should see is like kind of a waving market. Okay, and if that's the case, I should probably cover the trade here, which will be enough to kind of like lift me up into where they sold before, do a stop sweep. If that does happen, then I should cover both trades and I should be actually in a profit, because if my risk here is $237, okay, and the profit here is 479, it not only covers the trade, I do a 1 to 2 risk return, and even if it goes pear-shaped afterwards, okay, then, you know, it's not a big deal. I'll still be in profit. Okay, and because I don't have anything until 3 o'clock, 3:50, in fact 4 o'clock, I've got nothing until 4 o'clock here. All right, so until this hour ends, until 4:15 bar, I don't have anything to look at, which means that, you know, we're either going to go up or we're going to go sideways, or I'm just wrong and we're going to go down. So no need to take big risks. So then afterwards I've got, let's take a look. All right, so I've got 6 o'clock, 7:50, 8:45. So I've got 6 o'clock. Okay, 5:45. And then, what was it, 8 o'clock? Yep, 7:50, 8:45. 7:50, 8:45. Okay, and that's basically it. Now, if we find a direction, that should head towards closing. Okay, and if we, and the closing, yeah, we should like do so. So it could be, let's do this, 11:30 here. All right, and that could be it. So we'll have to see how things pan out. Now, the good hours to trade off at is going to be that 6 o'clock, 6 to 6:30 is not a bad spot. Okay, 6 to 6:30 is not a bad spot. If we find direction, it should flow. Okay. Another good hour is the 8:30. All right, so if you looking into now, after 8:30 we could have a bit of volatility, so you got to be smart about that one. You might want to wait until 9 o'clock, or really be precise with your pricing if you're going to make a late night trade. Like, you know, for me it's night time anyway. All right, so those hours. Okay, but by the time, you know, we end the day, we should probably finish off somewhere preparing us for next week. Okay, so we'll see how this trade goes. Let's take a look at the euro dollar. Now, with the euro dollar, as you can see, we're in an up motion here. Why? Because we've got an impulse wave. Now, yesterday I talked about this. Market sold off nicely, and that would have been the place you would have sold at. So we hit the first target, and then just, you know, close everything off. Because when I moved the stop forward afterwards, this got stopped out here. So like I said, no loss of love, but, you know, sometimes that does happen. So this is the zone. So we have to be a little careful here, because this is the resistance at the moment. So the resistance of the day is 49, and that's a price of 12.11. So I've got to put 12.11 here. Now, as you can see, 12.11 is pretty much done. It's there, right? And that's it. Now, this is a trade hour as well. Okay, so entering down from here at a PST level is not a bad idea. All you got to do is put your stop loss up here. If that's the case, then we should like kind of flow down. On the weekly, we still have room to come down. You know, we could head downwards. So if you're trading the euro dollar, it's not a bad spot to enter, because it's a PST daily coming from a swing day, remember? So on the euro dollar, we had a swing day, Wednesday, Thursday. So that's your Wednesday, Thursday. If I just do this, go back and forth, and that's how it is. Okay, so coming down from here is not a bad idea. You can push it down. Impulse wave, market going sideways. If I tighten this up a little bit, okay, we should be in this mode here. Okay, so just basically selling at PST levels to push down is the way to go, in my opinion. If it breaks down, because now like a lot of people are in the US trading session, you're going to miss that obviously, because it's 7 a.m. my time, right? If the market comes down, breaks below the low of yesterday, any pull up into a trading hour that matches your technical analysis, you can short. Okay. SB 500. SB 500, I said this zone is a sell zone. Yesterday the market went up. Okay, it went up at the trading hours. All right, so this zone I did sell at actually, and the market did come to the, nearly came to the first take profit. Remember I said I will manage the trade here, which I did do, moved stops forward and everything. So when it broke out, I got stopped out with a really minimum loss. Okay, and remember I said if it breaks out your direction, see how the direction is going up, right? Once it breaks out afterwards, you see that's it. So you're going all the way into the closing and the 10 a.m. So this, in the US session, you should have made profit on that one. And remember I gave you the price 5,922 yesterday in the morning, because that was the PST level, guys. Okay, so you see how precision, price precision. Look where they bought, red dotted line. Look where it went up to, the thin blue line. So all of those lines are all kind of like good. Now today that level is, again, you see that blue line is the LCL1, 5943. 5943 is here. All right. So if it wants to push up, that's going to be the first spot, isn't it? All right, and we've got 5959 on the weekly. All right, so there's still looking like there's still a bit of room to go. Now, we don't have a swing day on this SP 500. Today we've got a swing day, so which means that we could still be heading higher, okay, going up, and that could be the way to go. All right, so the market can still be kind of like pushing upwards and going into that direction. Okay, then we can make a high, and the next week's swing day will be obviously relevant for us to go the other way. So here you got to be a little bit careful. Okay, if you want to buy on a pullback, tricky. It's a Friday. I mean, I don't know. Friday. Oh, for me it's farmers market day. Let's take a look at what we've got. So if you want to follow that through, and if you want to buy anything, then do it at least here to go up. Okay, don't buy the highs. Let it pull back if it does want to pull back, because there's a gap here, and the zone and the cause of the breakout. Always look for the reason for the breakout. This is the reason for the breakout. Right? Sometimes people think I'm doing demand and supply when I do these things. Sometimes I do demand and supply, but as you know, I'm not just looking at things from a demand supply perspective. I don't do just one style of technical analysis. Look for the cause. Okay, because life is a matter of cause and consequence. So then we can pull into either a good buy kiss, a gap fill, or the cause. All right, and that's basically it for this one. Okay, so if you do want to buy, you can on a pullback at the right time. I wouldn't take heavy risks. You know, I wouldn't be doing risky stuff on that one. Okay, let's take a look at Dow Jones. Now with the Dow, okay, so we've got Thursday, Friday, NASDAQ Thursday, Friday, Bitcoin Wednesday. Let's see. Heading into Dow Jones. Okay, so this is Dow Jones. That also went up, as you can see. So be interesting to see yesterday, Thursday, 1 o'clock, 3:45, 5 o'clock. This is 1 o'clock. 3:45 is that one. 5 o'clock is that one. All right, so upwards direction. And then we've got 5:45, 5:30. All right, so that was it, 5 to 5:30. Here it is. Once the market broke out with this one, all the way into closing, nice and easy. All right, so if you entered on that bar, or let's say you entered on that bar, You waited for the market to find direction. If you entered on that bar, okay, your stop loss should have been under the white line. Okay, because that's like far out. It's already done the deal. If you entered on this bar, your stop loss should have been just under maybe that one there. All right, or just under these ones here. Normally I'd do this one. On a 15-minute chart, you can do a 1 bar stop loss. Okay, and so a 1 bar stop loss can pretty much, you know, do the deal if you're right. Okay. So with this one, what do we have? Well, it's a swing day. All right. So Thursday, Friday. We can sell at 62, 42,613, 42,613. This is a zone you can sell at. Okay. On the weekly, let's see. I've got more room to go up. This is it. Not a lot of gapping except this one here. So the market still can push up a little bit. Okay, it's not a problem. Which is that zone there. Remember, this is the cause for the break. Okay, so we're looking for causes for the break. This is a cause. This is why it's on the green there, right? This is a cause for the break. So this zone is a sell zone. So selling at trading hours, I think, is okay to go. And if I put arrow down, because we have Thursday and Friday, arrow down. Okay. This is the zone. With your technical analysis, you can also confirm and then go in. What does that mean? You can chuck a UE. Okay, you can make a U-turn. Or you'll need to like wait for a trap. What does that mean? The market will go up and then come down quickly and then start mucking around sideways. And then at the trading hour, will start to drift down. Okay, so you can, or it'll come down in the smaller time frame. You can wait for the retracement into a trading hour and then sell off. Okay, let's take a look at NASDAQ. Right. Okay, NASDAQ. Weekly. So like I said, it's a goodbye kiss zone. So gap zone. So selling at these levels is okay. As you can see as well, we've got the same swing days. Dow Jones, NASDAQ, Thursday, Friday. All of them have a Friday. So Friday, selling somewhere is not a bad idea. Okay, so Thursday they're already sold sharp, as you can see. So if the market hangs around and then sells off again in this zone, or in this zone even, without filling the gaps, it's also okay. If it sells after filling the gap, it's also okay. So Fridays we can look for a low. This is big, okay? So selling from the highs again, I think, is in order. Okay, it's like fine. If it fills in a gap and then sells, I'm okay to sell off. Okay, I don't do NASDAQ, but if I was to do NASDAQ, I would. You can see I'm doing mostly gold. Like for me, gold is the thing. Every now and then I'll do, you know, SP 500 or Euro dollar, but I'm just, you know, I'm a gold man. So this is also same. Bitcoin here, remember, these are swing days. Yesterday as well, I said, guys, if I was to trade this, I would sell it. Okay, if it went up, okay, the thing to do with this, I did say, was, you know, sell. When we sell from the highs, obviously. So if I turn into a 1 hour chart, you'll see what I mean. Depends on a bit, you know, on your technical analysis, but you have to understand that we are now in a place where the market is consolidating, and selling the highs at trading hours is a better option. okay, because we're really high, you can see, okay, right here. So the more we see what's going on at the tops, market going sideways, sideways, sideways. If this thing breaks, that's it, we're like heading downtown, and that will take us, why am I going to the 4-hour chart? Here we are. And that will take us down, okay, maybe even all the way down here, which wouldn't be such a bad thing at all. All right, so understanding these are swing days and we're at the highs, you see the market isn't very ecstatic, it hasn't broken out. We had the same thing here, look. Okay, you see the market came to a level, now we're consolidating, and this broke out. So once it breaks out, it goes to the next level. So until we have a breakout, this is a sell zone. So that's what we should be doing. And a breakout means like a breakout where, you know, you go close above, and then buyers coming in at the retracement is logical. But this is still going to be a sell zone. So unless we break above that and close above that, okay, there's really nothing to talk about except selling. The market might do a stop sweep above that zone, which is fine, but at the end of the day, like I always say, don't buy the tops, especially if you're buying and holding. Okay, if you're holding crypto, Bitcoin for the long term. So that said, I would still be a seller in this zone unless we have a clear clarification that this is a breakout and we're going the other way. All right, so I hope that helps. Have a great weekend. If you have any questions, dramas, queries, you can always give me a buzz.